Hello Alycats and new viewers. So today I thought it would be fun to do a tag video that I saw my lovely friend Rhianna from Rhiannatoria do. She and Nicole from Nics Nacs came up with their own tag. It's the film by genre tag, and that's where they list different genres and you pick your favorite film of all time out of that genre. You can cheat a little bit, like if it's action adventure, you can choose one action and one adventure. And I thought it'd just be a lot of fun, and if you'd like to do this tag, feel free to do so. I stole it from Rhianna and Nicole, so you can steal it from me. So let's get started. For the first genre, which is action adventure, I chose two films, and for action, I chose Terminator 2 Judgment Day, which is, in my opinion, one of the best sequels of all time, and one of the best action films of all time. I thought everyone did an amazing job with their performances. I thought Arnold Schwarzenegger and Linda Hamilton did a phenomenal job reprising their roles, respectively, as the T-800 and Sarah Connor. And I love seeing John Connor as a prepubescent boy. And I also love seeing the T-1000, how he's so much stronger than the T-800 in his abilities, and how they had to defeat him. I just thought it was very well done. I thought it was respectful to the original Terminator film while still being its own individual film. And if you haven't seen it, you have to watch it. It's just so mind-meldingly good. And for adventure, I chose Back to the Future. I just recently saw this film, but I fell absolutely in love with it. I adore the story of Marty McFly and how he and Dr. Emmett Brown test out the DeLorean time machine, and they end up going back in time to when his mother and father were teenagers, and Marty's mom tries to seduce him and he has to try to set up his mom and dad. I just thought it was hilarious. I thought it was very well done. It still holds up today, and it's just an instant classic. The second genre is animation/family, and again I'm cheating because I chose two different films. For animation, I chose Perfect Blue. Perfect Blue is an adult animation film by Satoshi Kon. It's about the story of a woman named Mima. She has just left her very popular pop group to try to break into the acting industry. She lands a small role on a soap opera, and then weird shit starts to happen, and you have to decide, is Mima going crazy or is this actually happening? I think it tackles the subject of mental illness and the dark side of the entertainment industry beautifully, and it's a very well done, thought-provoking film. I highly recommend it to everyone, but it does have a trigger warning for rape. I will give you that. Now for family, I recommend Howl's Moving Castle. It's my favorite Studio Ghibli film, my favorite Miyazaki film, and it's just phenomenal. It's based off the fantastic children's book by the same name. And it's a story of a woman named Sophie Hatter who one day ticks off a witch who comes into her family's hat shop. The witch curses her and turns her into a 90-year-old woman. And Sophie stumbles across Howl, a wizard that everyone in the town fears but also admires. And he lives in a moving castle. So it chronicles her journey with Howl and how she becomes a part of the family of the castle. And it's just such a heartwarming, touching, beautifully done family film that everyone should watch. The third genre is comedy, which is very difficult for me because I usually hate the majority of comedies, but I'm choosing The Hangover because I never get tired of it. It's a very simple story. It's a group of men who, on the night of their friend's bachelor party, all end up getting drunk and they end up being roofied. They forget what happened that night and they have to piece together what happened. I never get tired of it, and I always laugh, and I don't know why. I know it's not one of the best comedies ever made, but it strikes a chord with me, so The Hangover. The fourth genre is drama, and for drama, I'm choosing A Silver Linings Playbook. This could also be categorized as a dramedy, but I'm going with drama. This is probably David O. Russell's best film to date. It stars Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence, Robert De Niro, and Jackie Weaver. And the story is about a man named Pat Solitano, who has just been released from a mental institution after he found out his wife had an affair and he had a nervous breakdown. And it's just about how Pat has to reacclimate to normal life and how he meets this woman named Tiffany who is going through her own traumatic experience and how they influenced each other. And I just thought it was very well done, very respectful to the novel it's based on. And I thought everyone gave fantastic performances. The fifth genre is fantasy, and for this category I'm choosing Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. This is the final film in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I think it's a perfect trilogy closer. I thought they did justice to the source material, and I love seeing how all the loose ends are tied up. It's just a very beautiful film. It is like 3.5 hours long, but it's very much worth the watch if you haven't seen it yet. It's epic and amazing. and one of the best films ever made in my opinion. For the sixth genre, which is musical, I chose Across the Universe. Across the Universe is about a young couple who fall in love, and it chronicles their journey through the beginning stages of puppy love, through their fighting and how they have to decide if they want to be together or not. The whole film is based around songs from the Beatles. Everyone did a fantastic job. I actually like the versions of these songs in this film better than the Beatles versions. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but it's such a beautiful, visually stunning film, and even if you don't usually like musicals, I highly recommend Across the Universe. The seventh genre is romance, and for this I chose A Walk to Remember. I think it's a very well done romantic tearjerker. It stars Shane West and Mandy Moore, and it's about a boy named Landon Carter. He's one of the most popular boys in school, and Landon befriends the local pastor's daughter, who is played by Mandy Moore, and they slowly start to fall for each other, but then he finds out a very tragic secret about her, and he tries to make her life as magical as possible. It's just such a sweet film. It's actually pretty well acted. It's one of the best Nicholas Sparks adaptations to date, and it makes me cry every single time. The eighth genre is mystery/crime, and for this I chose The Prestige. The Prestige is about two warring magicians played by Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale, and they keep trying to one-up each other, and usually when this happens, something terrible happens. Somebody dies or gets hurt, or somebody loses a job, and you just have to try to figure out what's really happening. Is magic real? It's just such a fantastic, phenomenal, well done movie, and I highly recommend it. The ninth category is science fiction, and for this I couldn't choose between two films because I love them both equally, so the first film I want to mention is Predestination. This is such an underrated movie. It stars Ethan Hawke and Sarah Snook, and is about how these two people meet at a bar, and this man is chronicling his journey to Ethan Hawke's reporter character, and you find out surprising secrets about the histories of both of these characters, and there's such a well-executed twist in this film. I did not see it coming. Usually I can predict twists in films, but I did not predict this. It's so well done, and it is still highly rewatchable even after you know the twist. So I highly recommend Predestination. And the other science fiction film that is tied with that is Serenity. Everyone knows Firefly is my favorite TV show of all time. Serenity is the filmic continuation of that. And this just ties up some loose ends from the TV show after it was canceled. And it's just very well done, very full of heart, humor, and it's just wonderful fan service. The 10th genre is thriller, and for this I chose Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler stars Jake Gyllenhaal as a man who decides to start night crawling, which is where you go out at night and you film horrific crime scenes and send it into news stations, and they might pay you for that and they'll air it on the news. And he's very good at what he does, and he actually enjoys it, and he chases these crime scenes, and he starts to actually stage them himself. You see him slowly degrade from being a little cuckoo to full-on crazy, and it's just such a powerful performance by Jake Gyllenhaal. It's a stunning directorial debut, and I highly recommend it. The 11th genre is teen/high school movie, and for this genre I chose She's All That. It's a phenomenal film starring Freddie Prinze Jr. and Rachel Lee Cook. Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character is double dog dared, basically, to ask out Rachel Lee Cook's character to the prom. She thinks he's actually into her, but he does actually start to fall for her after he makes her up and after he helps her to become more popular. It's just such a heartwarming, funny movie, and I absolutely never get tired of watching it. The 12th genre is chick flick, and for this I chose The Notebook, which is another Nicholas Sparks adaptation that stars Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams. It's the story of a couple named Noah and Allie, and it chronicles their journey from when they first fell in love as teenagers to when they reconnect as adults, and it's such a sad movie. It makes me cry every time. It's so beautiful and so moving and so The 13th genre is superhero, and for this I chose X2, X-Men United. I'm a huge fan of the X-Men franchise. X2 is my favorite out of the franchise, and I just think it's so badass. It introduces some cool new characters. It continues the story on from the first film, and I just think it's one of the best superhero films ever made. The 14th genre is martial arts, which I have to admit I'm not a connoisseur of the genre, but I'm choosing the Kill Bill saga. Kill Bill is about the story of a woman named the Bride, who, after being left for dead by her soon-to-be husband at the altar, she vows to kill him and all of his associates. It's so badass. It's one of my favorite Quentin Tarantino film projects. Highly recommend watching it if you haven't already. The 15th genre is horror, and for this I'm cheating again because I have 2 films tied. And the first film I want to mention is A Nightmare on Elm Street, the original. This is just such a classic film. It introduces Freddy Krueger. You get to see all the amazing gory deaths. You get to hear Freddy's backstory. It's so full of tongue-in-cheek humor, very well done, and is one of Wes Craven's best films. And tied with A Nightmare on Elm Street is Scream, which again is another Wes Craven film. Scream is a send-up of the horror genre. It's about a serial killer named Ghostface who's going around killing local teenagers, following the tropes of the horror movie genre. And I just think it's so funny, so tongue-in-cheek. There are really gruesome, awesome kills, and I love the mystery aspect of who the fuck is Ghostface. 16th genre is war/historical, and I chose 2 different films for this. For war, I chose Inglourious Basterds, my favorite Quentin Tarantino film. It's set during Nazi-occupied Germany, and it's just such a wonderful, epic film you need to watch if you haven't. And for the historical aspect, I chose Testament of Youth. Testament of Youth is based off the true memoir of Vera Brittain. Vera Brittain was such an inspirational woman. This is one of Alicia Vikander's first leading roles, and she did a phenomenal job. And it's just such an inspirational movie. And the last genre is foreign, and for this I had a hard time choosing because there are so many amazing foreign films, but I have to go with Pan's Labyrinth. This is Guillermo del Toro's masterpiece. It's about a young girl, Ophelia, who moves with her mother to live with her new stepfather, who is a Spanish army sergeant. He is very cruel, and while she's there she discovers a labyrinth and the fawn sends her on a journey to find 3 different objects so she can be reunited with her true father, who is the moon. It's just such a beautiful film, so well done, so heartbreaking, and if you haven't seen this, watch it. Even if you're not a fan of foreign films, try to watch this. It's magnificent. You need to watch it. So that is the film by genre tag. Again, if you'd like to do this yourself, feel free to. I'll have all the genres listed in the description box down below. And again, thank you so much to Rhiannatoria and Nics Nacs for coming up with this film genre tag. Check out their channels and their videos respectively. They'll be linked in the description box too. If you liked the video, please leave me a like. Let me know what you thought down below. Share this video if you'd like to. That'd actually be really helpful. And don't forget to subscribe because it's awesome to be an Alycat, and it would be an amazing birthday gift to me. Please, 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 please. I love you all so much, it's crazy. Peace and kisses. Bye.